All right, we are back. This is the 2021 Casuals Tournament, Week 1, Game 5. This was the last game of Week 1. Once again, I'm joined by Walter Wight. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And the game is Flag Rally on Hvergelmir Light. You want to jump into this right now?
Let's do it.
Alrighty.
Lag, out of sync, restart. Sorry, that's weird myth humor.
Oh, you're not serious?
No, I'm not serious. No,
Okay.
we
Because
can we can move forward.
yeah, because I'm screen sharing. That shouldn't happen. Okay, so unlike most of the other maps, this is a no unit trading game. So we both teams will have identical units. So the thing to really look out for is the distribution. I would say that this group of units chops up quite nicely. So I expect most of the people to have relatively the same units. A handful of archers, a dwarf, and some melee units, and maybe a Puskol for at least four out of the five players on each team. The exactly who gets what is yet to be determined, especially on Selah's team, who is accompanied by Walter White, Sunny Days, Sephiroth, and an Overdose. And then they're going up against Team Spy with Reekfish, General Pepper, MP, and Father Xmas. Yeah, so I mean, it seems like Selah perhaps had too many afternoon beverages, and he's a little slow to the take here. It seems like Spy has already distributed his units. Um,
It is the
Selah,
culture there for Selah in Brazil, so we
yeah,
can't judge.
yeah, no judge. There's a judgment-free zone, casuals only, and perhaps Selah is too casual. I don't know. I also know that he was barking some orders, so maybe that he was more concerned with that rather than distributing units. But yeah, I mean, it seems like Spy has a pretty clear plan of what he wants to do. He wants that three-pronged attack. Everyone seems to have kind of the same unit groupings. Some archers, a dwarf, and some melee, as predicted. Whereas the distributions on Selah's team seem to be a bit more skewed towards the captain himself, who still has 43%. Perhaps he's doing some gold duty, and he will give those out later.
Game
Um,
on.
but yeah, what are your impressions on the game so far?
I think it seems like Spy has a better grasp on Captain, which is great. He's delivered some good unit instruction, has given out units to appropriate players, and
Flag
yeah,
captured.
it's interesting to see for sure. I think on a no unit trading, we can only kind of see how players are taking their units from this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Flag captured.
It seems like Overdose. He's got a handful of units going to the south, and then the primary force seems to be going north and middle. On Spy's team, looks like we have Reekfish perhaps going south, and then a large north force with General Pepper. Actually, it seems to be just him, and then everyone else it looks like is going middle. Um, so yeah, we gotta wait a bit for things to materialize. This is a not a small map,
Flag
so we
captured.
just have to wait for everybody to.
We can kind of see the colors as they are perpetuating. So it looks like say La's team is going heavy north, and it doesn't seem like that's being countered with a heavy south or any
Flag captured.
clockwise tactical push.
Flag captured.
Because technically, right where this map is in the center could be
Flag
basically
captured.
like a flip flop of where you might see units. So you might
Flag
expect units
captured.
to be combated in different points, but the center match is always going to be the critical
Flag
key to
captured.
see who brings the tough force where.
Yeah, I mean, right off the bat, you see about a dozen, perhaps even more archers versus Sephirescent, who's got, 6, and then Selah, who's got 5. It looks to be a pretty even match. It seems to be a stalemate. The only imbalance I see is really this northern force with Sunny Days and you, Walter White, versus, I believe, General Pepper, who's fighting by himself. Reekfish, he's also kind of just guarding this flag, and Overdose. I think he might be able to see via that goal that there was no sense really pushing flag number 1 with this group of guys. So there's a bit of a standoff. Overdose has a goal trying to probably push some of these archers. I don't know why he's continuing. I guess he's taking the long road, perhaps trying to swipe flag number 2. Let's see if he's smart enough to do it.
But if he can, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, I mean,
And he can.
I guess Overdose.
Great move.
He does have a brain on his shoulders sometimes. But yeah, it looks like up north, Walter White and Sunny Days are just enveloping General Pepper, who is fighting for his life. He really has, with that pus gone, he really has no means to defend himself now, except for this melee pack, which is going to get blown up by these dwarves. Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before all these guys blow up.
Oh, that should have hit him in the head.
Yeah, these warriors have fell, having a tough go. Yeah, General Pepper, I think, is pretty much done. On the other side, though, we see Reekfish laying siege to Overdose's units. I don't think there was much Overdose could have done in this situation. He just kind of got pushed off the flag. No pus for that goal, so he's forced to retreat. Reekfish, he will probably continue on to this flag, number 8. And the mid, it looks like Selah and, could be a one-man. Oh, Selah and Sephirescent, they are pushing Empy off the mid flag. I don't think they realize that I already tagged this flag, and so we're really just trying to get number 7.
I think they do actually there. I think that they're falling back for a reason.
Okay.
Well, other than the fact that they can't win.
Yeah, well, I mean, we have a huge percentage advantage, but at the same time, we have Reekfish here kind of running into very minimal resistance. I mean, obviously, this dwarf.
That is true.
And we have Overdose just trying to distract him.
Well, look at the colors on the overhead. If you shift and click on the overhead, you can blow it up huge and see that all the colors are just... All of Turquoise's colors are headed towards that one last flag.
Yeah, and...
So if Purple had any other things in place, they could snag a quick, almost maybe even victory out of the hands of defeat.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, Overdose is really just suiciding his units, trying to slow down Reekfish's advance. It doesn't look like this one...
I don't think there's a chance at this point. We look at the percentages. It's just mayhem. It's Russia surrounding... Never mind. We're not going to go there.
I mean, Reekfish, if he just made a suicide push, he might have been able to contest this. I don't think he could have taken number 4 with that goal, but yeah, at this point, the assault has begun. Once this dwarf goes down, it's really just going to be over. Spy obviously doing some World War IIing.
Dodging every bullet.
Yeah.
He does. Unfortunately, there comes a point that you can't dodge every bullet.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Or, in this case, arrow.
Flag captured.
But, yeah, I mean, that's about it. this northern pack. I guess either you or Sunny Days got the final tag, and that was that. We could see a pretty even damage distribution from Spy's team, except for perhaps Spy, and then everybody in double digits except for me. Even though I do claim that I slowed down Reekfish a little bit, who was more or less going unobstructed to this flag. But yeah, I mean, plenty of good plays by everybody. I will point out that Sephirescent, a player that we didn't really have any clue as to how good he was. He put up a pretty good amount of damage, only 2 losses. He was standing right beside his captain, pushing through the middle, and eventually, leading the charge or towards the flag number 7. So I think it was a good showing by him all day, and he was really showing us what he was about, and that he belongs in the casuals tournament. So what do you have to say about this game, Walter?
Are you giving him your MVP?
No, I mean, as much as I think he did play well, I'm probably gonna say that I'm gonna give a joint MVP to Selah and Sephirescent. So I guess I was half right. But
So you are who I was between two. So if you gave it to one, I was going to give it to the other. So yeah,
okay,
I think we're mutually agreed that those are the two MVPs of the team. No one more than other. Say being Cap might get that point 0.5 extra little ding because he had to cap. But yeah, no, I think that between the two.
yeah. Well, I mean, you could also make the counter argument that he was extremely slow to to distribute units, and
That's I'd say let's make it even 50-50. They both get point 0.5 MVP
okay, exactly. Yeah,
or
I think
1-1.
I think their combined rush through the middle was definitely the point that sort of sealed the game, and then eventually making the beeline for flag number 7. That's what really sealed it. Obviously, Sunny Days and you going through the north and completely
That should be
annihilating.
like a juggernaut sort of situation. So I think that it worked well. But the players that deserve the credit are Say and Seth.
Yeah, I mean, General Pepper, he didn't really stand much of a chance because I think he had the wrong unit set. He just had a bunch of melee and some, a dwarf or two. Meanwhile, you and Sunny Days had a bunch of archers, and you guys brought everything but the kitchen sink, and so I don't think he really had a chance. So that's why I'm not going to say either of you guys were the MVP, even though you definitely both did some great work up in the north. But yeah, for me it was really Selah and Sephirescent with that push through the mid, as is usually the case when you win the middle battle. You put yourself in a good position to win the game, and that's exactly what they did. So yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think it's great.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's just quickly scroll through these. All right, and there you have it. That is the conclusion of week 1 of the 2021 casuals only tournament. I think I'm going to quickly show the scoreboard, or the lives, if you will. Here we go. Here's the Discord, and then the results. Yes, I don't know how well you can see this, but basically here's the players, and yeah, I mean, we see that Spy had a pretty rough day. He lost 4 out of 7 games, so his life total stands at 3. Meanwhile, we have MP Father Xmas with 5 lives. You appear to not have lost any games, so you are probably in the lead at this point. Because I think I eventually deducted some points for players who didn't play at all. So you know, I I didn't even notice that you had won every single game, and you're definitely in pole position at this point. What do you have to say about that?
All for the team, baby.
Okay, and yeah, and I guess Sunny Days. If I recall correctly, Sunny Days messaged me and said that he didn't want me to track his score, and that's why he left the tournament. But yeah, I mean he only lost 1 game, so I guess you spent a lot of time with Sunny Days, and it turned out to be quite a lethal combination. And on the other hand, I guess you didn't team with Spy too much, and unfortunately, that led to him losing 4 of his 5 games, and now he's probably got the lowest amount of health in the tournament, and he's potentially on the brink of annihilation. We'll see how.
Which was also kind of funny because he's one of the most friendly people that like everyone in terms of a casual thing would want to see continue. So it's like
Yeah, well, I mean, any time I get a chance to kill Spy, I'm gonna take it. So I don't know how much I agree with you on that.
I
He's
see.
definitely. I'm definitely more of a stab your friends in the back kind of person. So
So I better watch my ass.
yeah, I mean, we'll see what kind of tournaments I can cook up in the future, but just keep
Oh
that in
my
mind.
gosh.
Yeah. But yeah,
Well, and
so
so how did you play out? Well, you so we were on teams fairly frequently too. So interesting. Yeah, I guess I got to watch out for you.
yeah, well, the whole tournament field needs to watch out for you because you are as of yet undefeated. We will see what happens in week 2, but that we'll leave that for another day. Any closing remarks?
No, it's just one of the better tournaments that really could have like started at this exact point in time. I think it was something that we hope more players will just want to participate in because yeah, we're looking at scores and stuff, but at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure that players get better and people not even get better, but just enjoy playing and just have a lot of fun. One thing that we didn't touch on a lot is that all of us were on voice chat the whole time and kind of laughing and having a funny old time, but we still had some pretty competitive games, which was really fun and was casual and was jeans versus sweatpants.
Yeah, that was a very casual speech, I might add, and that was what you just said really encapsulates the spirit of what we sort of wanted to do with this tournament, and the fact that that all happened, I think, means that this at least this week was a success. We'll see what happens as the tournament progresses, but at least
This still has a few more maps for us to.
yeah, I mean, at least
Yeah.
for August 2021, this was a good weekend, and we'll see what comes next. Anyway, I am going to sign off right now.